Hey folks, I'm CPC Gamer, and welcome to the stream. It's not actually shown up because I don't have alerts on my countdown screen, but Empirical Woodland over here just decides to rock up and start throwing money around like it's going out of style. 10 subs have been gifted to our community from the Empirical Woodland. So that's gone to Detective Heartache, Grems, Kitty Sune, Quick, Sparkmain, Bronwen, Fight Jesse. Aw, that guy's so good. I like that guy. DK Highwind, but he's my friend. No longer works at Nintendo. Love DK. Moo and Patch. What good people. That's a good selection of recipients as well. And I'll be honest, I wasn't really going to go to this screen, but now I am going to do that. Because I'll show you why. Check it out. So we were over here, we had 7, and now we have 10, and 15, and 17. There you go. So that means we've got ourselves an Amstrad CPC stream coming up some point after we've done our subs. I have to finish reading My Immortal. Thanks. And we're very close to an Echo the Dolphin stream, which frankly I think Click can pay for, because Click's the one who keeps bringing it up. I will absolutely tell my dad that the CPC streams are coming. And he'll... Do you know what he'll do? He'll probably be like, oh, what about that one game you did with the guy and you had to move around like a load of tubes? And I'll probably remember what it was. And we'll see. So everyone say thank you to Empirical Woodland. This is not necessary. It is very much appreciated, and I'm not really very good at expressing the gratitude that I feel when that sort of stuff happens. It is not necessary. I'll keep streaming even if we don't do that, but thank you very much that you do that. And for modding, and for like always hanging out, even when I play silly boob games. Anyways, let's go over to my game. This one is not a silly boob game. This one is Virgo versus the Zodiac. This one is Star versus the Forces of Evil. Is my stream title for that one. And alright, how are we gonna go about this one? Let's do it this way around. First of all, in the interest of transparency, I have dialed the combat down to Bab mod, because yeah, I kinda get it. I feel like the appeal of the game is in the quirky, silly writing, rather than the impenetrable combat system. So... man. Let's not open that. But, like, I get it, you know? The combat system is wild, and I don't fully get it. So let's just enjoy the story and go for a ride, shall we? What's my jump button? That's my jump button. Didn't even need to. The steps were there. I just chose to do that. Don't get yourself hurt out there. Okay, so I believe it was Rickstress brought this one up, asking about what the deal is with Pisces. And yes, apparently the deal is that Pisces tend to be kind of floaty and airheaded and forgetful, and that's part of their thing. So it makes sense that Mermaid Girlfriend would be like that. Oh, there you go. And she's... lemonade? Please. That's us when she gets back. Ooh, hello. Oh, that's just smoke. I may not have what you want, but I do have what you never knew you wanted. Oh, that's Crafting. I'm sorry, gun? There is gun. Have we encountered Gemini yet? We have not encountered Gemini yet. The first stream was us going around Capricorn's office and beating up Capricorn. And then, oh, it's the guy! And then we met Pisces, our girlfriend. And I think Taurus is the next one we're going to. Everything in my store is the hottest couture. No discounts. Oh! Remember what I said about how this is armor? And is the armor, like, based on the color scheme that we have? It is! Okay. I'm going to pick... I'm going to pick you. Because I like pumpkin pie. And it reminds me very much of Mami from Madoka. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Huh? Oh, so you're saying I can cut her head off right here? That was an appropriate line of dialogue now, wasn't it? I must say, hats look really good on me. I'd hate for a little decapitation to get in the way of that. Foul star! I have business with you. Oops. Looks like I gotta hop out of here now. Maybe we can catch up next time? Bye-bye! Care to explain yourself? It would seem that she fled. Yes, all the ninja smoke she left behind confirms it. Oh, really? And then the foul star fled, leaving only a trail of almond-scented smoke. There. Registered. Now. We're overjoyed that our Holly Queen managed to arrive safely at the Akasha. How was your trip? Is that a Holly Queen or Holy Queen? Probably Holy, right? She's meant to be the pure one. I have heard reports about some distasteful space reptiles blocking the space roads. Unfortunately, there was no spatial information to be found about the curious space creatures around the Dioscuri library. I feel like that's a Greek word. What an incompetent indexer you are. Make sure to learn about them before I come back from Taurus. Are you confident about your endeavors in the forest? Something tells me you may find misfortune in those lands. I mean, this fortune-telling book here says so, at least. Ginger said you had something to discuss with me. Spit it out. I don't have time to sit here sipping tea with a centaur. Oh, he is a centaur! Ah, yes. I needed to warn you. Be careful in the Taurus realm. Don't eat of their food. It might be poisonous. Also, the indexes under my command brought some important intel about a star who fled from the astrological prison. Virgo! Virgo! We have to leave quickly. Libra is coming here with this huge fleet. I heard you, Ginger. Go. Prepare the Zeppelin. We aren't finished here, Karen. I hope all the events will run accordingly this time. That guy knows what's up, by the way. Balancing a plate or the serving tray on like fingertips like that, fantastic. With everything in check in the Akasha, Virgo heads towards the sacred forest with a question unanswered. Why was Chiron so unsure about the infiltration? Alright, she's adorable. Milady, would you like to purchase some of the items I managed to salvage from your bloodshed? Okay, so this is stuff that I don't really know what's going on. And this is part of why I've dialed back the combat. Because all of this stuff, if I knew what was going on, combat-wise, this would be absolutely fantastic. And, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. But also, I kind of don't. So, oh no. So, that one appears to be generally stronger than what I'm doing right now. So let's equip a flail. There you go. Hopefully that will be fine. Also, I hope this area starts to fill up as I find more and more people about the place in my adventures. What are you? We're not open today. I am not sorry. That sounds about right for cats. What even are you? Oh, yes. Yes, you do have that smell. Yes, yes. This will do. Come closer, take a look. Do you see the cauldron? No, not really. I can throw things into it, where it will all combine into marvelous new things. I call it baking. Wouldn't it be boiling? And this is only the beginning of my services. I'm not really interested. No, my dear. Isn't your purpose here to dethrone your sisters? I have only one sister in this world, and she isn't my priority right now. Why do you ask? I can bake you items for your quest, yada yada. First one for you should be free, of course. At least you have some sense on how to run a business. I'll put all the materials inside the cauldron, and you count the time while I mix them up. Oh, okay. So, what other recipes do I have? No other recipes. It'd be kind of cool if I could, like, confirm what I was doing. Oh, but at the same time, I have enough parts to make all of this. Don't equip. And then make a soul eater. Right, so we've made that. See? Wasn't so terrible. But Rickstress has just subscribed. My goodness, thank you very much. That is going to go on my list. That's 18 for the month. Thank you very much, and thank you for checking in. I hope everything's going okay for you. I hope it's not like a worky day for you. Work's not good. So what can I boost? And how? Well, I can't really boost any of that, so that's fine. And I need a debris disc, which is probably going to come from smashing stuff up, but that will be for another time. What are you? I am the god of this universe. No, you're not. You look the same as a heretic to me. I am. Laplace's demon, the main attraction of this show. Nothing like you. You are Virgo, the Holy Queen. Your superior, a Zodiac, the true main character. You are correct. Ahem. Would you like to revisit your memories of the Zodiac, milady? Precisely. Now, get out of my way. Never forget, you can access the memories stored in your chromosphere. That's where your short-term memory resides. Anything past that turns into an illusion in the Akasha, this place of collected subjectivity. Oh, gonna be like a boss refight area. That's cool. I don't want to do that right now. Oh, do you know what I would like to do? is to go over there. Let's see what my equipment does, shall we? Because I got that katana. Didn't I? Yes, I did. Oh, okay. So this can only be one thing. Because they are all melee weapons and I don't have any ranged yet. Okay. It is not a work day. Oh, it is a work day, but it's not a bad day. Just work, work, work. Okay, well, hopefully we can keep you company for the next short while, and everything will be just great. How about everyone else? I hope we're all doing just great. Oh, so this guy's got a 1-turn cooldown, it looks like. And none of these guys have attack power equivalent. Oh, these guys do. Hey, look at that. The katana's stronger than what I have, and so is the Soul Eater. Let's try the katana. It means Japanese sword. Anyway, let's go and do that thing. Let's leisurely stroll along to the Zelopin, and away we go. What was that? Hey, Virgo, ready to go? Let's be on our way. Taurus will be next. Let's very slowly leave. Also, Libra is here already. Her ship is ridiculously slow, though. Go, Ginger! Turn on the engines already! I'm trying. Let's play it safe. That's what they say of CPC Gamer. Taker of risks. Empirical Woodland was asking, like, we need to add to the title. Let's put that one in completely unironically. Taker of risks. Player of risk. Hold up, girl. Identify yourself. Oh, please don't speak directly to her like that. She's famous. Famous? I never heard of this blondie. Oh, but she is. She's Madonna, the singer. Madonna? Yep. Alive and in the flesh. I can't believe it. Is her surprise visit due to the food festival? See, Bolthoven? We're getting famous already. Even Madonna is coming to our festival. Still a bit skeptical. I heard Madonna has pink hair. Oh, well, she... Quiet, you. I simply dyed my hair. We artists do that quite frequently. Update yourself, friend. Fiend? Oh, she meant friend. Pal. She considers all of her fans to be her comrades. Endless Canadian argument. That's one of my favorite clips. I'm not your buddy, pal. I'm not your pal, friend. That's great. Of course, Miss Madonna. Please, forgive Bolthoven here. He's a bit slow and not really into celebrity gossip. I'll just make sure he listens to your new album before the festival. You'd better do that. Hey, I'm not slow. Oh, Virgo, you really got into character. I'm so proud. Thank you, Ginger. That was the best way to get into the forest anyway. If they don't threaten us immediately, we might find their weaknesses more easily. The guards here are so stubborn that even disposing of their corpses would be too much of a hassle right now. Let's get going. We have a crown to take. Yes, fate is upon us. Fate is upon us. So this is something that I was talking about with my mods and all. Is something that's not sitting right is that we are just the bad guy in this one. Or at least we appear to just be the bad guy in this one. And I don't really know how the game is going to reconcile that. because you can absolutely have games where you are the villain. So, Dragon Guard 3 is the one that Dragon Guard 4 is the one that I mentioned. Because Capricorn had the lotus in her eye. In that game, you are the bad guy, but they justify it by the big twist at the end. They were worse. And in same series, actually, Nia Gestalt. Yeah, Nia Replicant and Gestalt. That one. Automata is the butt one. Do not jump unless you want to face the fury of the cake. That sign won't stop me because I can't read. And nice. And that one, you think you're the good guy, but you actually are doing hideous things throughout the game, and that's the point. That's the twist. And I don't think this game's going to do either of those. It's going to do the God of War thing, where you're just the villain. You just pretend that you're not. It'll be fine. I feel like I should at least take a bite. Though, Karen advised me otherwise. Whoa! What if it's a spoiled cake? As reasonable as always, my friend. I know everything about food production. I am a cookie, after all. One must eat the cake to enter the sacred forest. We do not welcome those who dislike sweets into our home. So it was not a choice all along. I cannot accept sweets, they disgust me. Back you go. No sweets, no Taurus realm. The only way through is to eat sweets. Such a dreadful fate vested upon me. What a mad delicatessen. You question the laws of our supreme and beautiful goddess? Pay for your sins, foolish heathen. Heathen? And so Virgo fell for what felt like millennia. Into the never-ending pit of nothingness. Ginger? I can't hear you. Her voice fades. She is answered only by silence. As if being swallowed by the moon, she vanishes into the dusk faster than the sinking sun. In the transient moonlight, waiting eagerly for the dawn to embrace her once again. Covered by a nauseating feeling, with nothing to be done but fall and fall and fall. Even a Zodiac cannot escape this magnetic pull. Something ancient lies nearby. This shouldn't be the end. But of course, fate's tricks are hidden in every corner. No, this won't be the end. If the universe has you in checkmate, why not turn the board upside down? A prayer is sent to all those willing to hear, "Put your hands to the TV! Give Goku your power! May the rulers be my witness, for I will not fall so pitifully." And suddenly, a flower bed. I'm late! I'm late! Oh no! No! Are we doing this? The mean cat lady just fled. Last time we met, she also disappeared out of thin air. She has some incredible expertise in avoiding her problems. Maybe we should go after her. She was running very fast, though. She may have the answers I seek, about all that has happened to us since we stepped inside this madhouse. My head is still spinning so fast. I need some tea. Should I put on my detective's gear and look for clues? I can't find this place on the blueprint. I don't believe this place was built by Capricorn. It smells ancient. Hide in my pocket for now, Ginger. I'll decide what to do once you're safely hidden. You need to take extra care with your safety in this realm. They all seem to be obsessed with sweet creatures. The Dominator! Don't even get me started on that awful living cake. If that's the final boss, we fight Tauros, and then we fight a living cake? Man. There, safe and sound. Please be careful around any sweets. I can't even have a cup of tea like I wanted. What a letdown. A book with no title or cover held tightly together by violin strings. With unmatched speed, the Amethyst's Golden Age remnants absorb nearly all energy applied to them, converting it into nigh uncontrollable kinetic energy. Due to its inherent structural strain, the tiniest error in amethyst metallurgy may result in a completely different, often unusable material. Excuse me. Fast gas burners are required to treat these shards. So that's going to be like a guide to the crafting side of things, I reckon. Two-fingered man hanging in the wall. You're pretty sure he's alive and trapped in the alternate universe of the painting. That's the Ghibli's painting! One of those plain-looking paintings of a bland sunset. The boys are right here. Oh, so it is. I thought... My mind did the thing where it was like a vase and not two faces. You know what I mean? My brain did that. A cat with very long hair, very long dark hair, and a turtleneck t-shirt. Turtlenecks are bad. A cello, a bigger-sized violin, secretly wishes to be played, but never found somebody worthy of its greatness. Hell no, cello, don't set... No second fiddle you. Hey, I'm doing well for puns today. You gotta find someone who really appreciates you. Cellos are fantastic, and I very much like them. Buzz, says this here character. Wiggly insect! Your kind has been pestering my nights of sleep for years by now. Today I will finally exact my revenge. And to think I'm allergic to pollen. Oh, my beautiful fairy princess. You wiggly beast. You no cute. You asked for it, filth. Prepare to die. Also, Detective Heartache, thank you for swinging by. And thank you also for checking out Empirical Woodlands sub that was gifted to you as part of the September drive. Please enjoy your little cute penguin sub badge and the cute penguin emotes by Goldfish Teeth, whomst we love very much. Right, let's see how... Oh! That's just straight up Capricorn sword. So that means I'd wager whichever other star signs we fight, we're gonna get their weapons. And we can do their tricks. Because that was that cool, like, 1-2 strike, like the anime swordsman thing. That... Okay. Okay. Try and make a sound. Doom toots as he pleases. It's a hazy day. Several objects may be jumped over, such as branches and fences. Areas of interest may hide items that can only be reached by jumping over obstacles. Pay attention to your surroundings and jump away. Press X to jump. Yeah. Look at that. Jumping around. Oh no, I annoyed Pseudo Wudo. What a letdown. Right, so I think something... I might want to change that out as we go through this one. Because these guys, at the very least, don't seem to be doing... Nice. Don't seem to be doing stat boost and all that. So maybe... Also, mine is purple, So that's not going to work against these guys. So I should change color. I forget what the color wheel says. This is one reason why I've tinkered around with the combat. Because it's a lot easier and more sense-making to just... I found a sword. Sword go swish. This looks like a place I can go. But tell me that doesn't look like a secret pathway. It totally does. Ooh, I know what I can do. Right, if I do that, and I block, now I can counterattack, and I've got... I don't, because my stomping boots are on a cooldown. I remember. Well, let's give ourselves a shield. That was a hideous attack. Did you see that? No, thank you. Also, Rixtrus is quite correct. Subs and sass. These are the things we show love in my channel. Because... Oh, you finally beat the no death run on Rogue Legacy 2. Good job. Because I have seen some of your runs through that game, with some of your, I think, your attempts at no death, and like, you have been dealt some bum hands by that game. Here's that spoon weapon. Have fun working out trajectories. And no, thanks. Ugly star statue. You wonder who could have crafted such an ugly statue. This one can't be used as an instrument. Oh, Wales is here! Thank you very much for the glitter. This is appreciated. With an attentive glance, you find a hidden note in the drawer, but the handwriting is downright terrible, because it was written by me. You can only recognize one word. Shards. Do you know what, oh Wales? That's absolutely fine. Sometimes a person's busy. Aww. And sometimes you got stuff to do. Dang, I could make some tangerine cake. I've been thinking of making some banana bread lately. This bed is very inviting. Your eyelids are slowly giving in. Ooh. Now, what? Chat, which one do we want to choose? I mean, I know which one I want to choose. But, like... Which one are we going to do? I'm going to make some no cinnamon buns this weekend. What's no cinnamon buns? I mean, I have an idea. Is it essentially cinnamon buns but without the cinnamon? Because in England, the murderer. Because in England, that sort of thing is... we call them Chelsea buns. And they've got like a bit of icing on top and a single cherry. Oh, dang, ginger shot on shredded apple? Yeah, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna put out an APB on that recipe. Thank you very much. I want that. Did you see where we are? What happened? It doesn't matter now. I am where I am meant to be. I request entrance in Taurus's chambers. I came here to talk about the Earth's Zodiac sign agreement. He's not here. What? Stop trying to fool me, infidel. Taurus never leaves the treehouse. She's not here. The goddess isn't here. She left. She went up to the festival. I will not believe you. In all the millennia I've known her, this has never happened. Our goddess has set out on this journey of self-sacrifice. She traveled there to end the famine in our realm that forced the cows to delve into cannibalism. This is too much lore for a single dialogue. Space it out properly, heretic. It's no use. You won't even flinch. She is not here. Although it isn't ideal, according to my plan, we can head to the festival now to save the sacrifice and handle Taurus later. I will get my revenge for all my cookie brothers and sisters baked here every year. Only to be eaten in the end. You will, my friend. You will. Never forget. And never forgive. Still, for now I would prefer to keep a low profile. Our mission is to rescue the sacrifice on the festival and to convince Taurus. That low profile isn't going too well. You exterminated so many already. Not my fault! And also they were bugs. Also, homemade BLT pizza for dinner? That is also something that I'm gonna have to get a recipe for. Please? That'd be great. Look, I'm doing my best, but they keep tripping over their feet and falling on my weapons. Oh, hello. Hello. Ginger, what did I say about talking to strangers? They say a traveler came to enjoy our festival. You're just in time, but no need to panic. There's a lot of places to visit after the festival. This is a gift from all the Tauresians. I hope you enjoy your stay. Can't believe they gave us a cookie. This is their idea of a gift? Something that I'm wondering playing through this game. Are these characters... Has somebody been writing about these characters, like, outside of this game and before it begins? And I know yes, because it's the Zodiac. But specifically this version of Virgo feels like... This game feels like I'm reading book 2, if you see what I mean. Anyways, Virgo cannot reach Taurus's treehouse, but there must be a way to find the Sleepwalker. They don't call her that for no reason. I'm gonna save. Yeah. They say the voice of the goddess Taurus resonates profoundly within the heart for aeons. I don't need to talk to you. You're gonna tell me to save my game. And I don't need to do that. I just did that. Did I enjoy Nintendo Direct today? So, I didn't see the Direct. I've seen the ads on Switch for what they've announced. And I'm actually down for a lot of what they've announced. Is that a star I see? Oh no, even worse. It's a pop star. Might be best to hide for now. I need to figure out this realm's policies before taking actions. Dear cows and friends, quit eating or sleeping and gather round. In this difficult time for our realm, we must protect our goddess from the heathen's actions at all costs. Does this person have no spine? Because they appear to be facing away from us, but also facing towards us. That's a very twisty look at the hips right there. It's time to pray already? Princess Aldebaran? Wasn't the last session 10 minutes ago? You were asleep all this time, Ronald. Now, on my cue. Check your timing, believers. 1, 2, 4, 4, 7. Now. So, I was never allowed to own Tomb Raider 1 through 3 when they came out, and then never really paid attention to the series beyond that. I've kind of wanted to check it out, so that's absolutely on the list of things that I'm probably going to get. Horizon Chase Turbo, absolutely fantastic. I don't know how I feel about Horizon Chase 2, because it looks like a generic racing game on Switch and not Outrun, which is what Turbo looks like. So I don't know. Dave the Diver, I've seen a couple people play that. Croy plays that a lot, and it looks terrifying, but also a lot of fun. So that's on the list. And they announced some cool stuff for Wave 6 of Mario Kart, but they didn't announce Thunderdome, which, to my mind, is because announcing Thunderdome would take away from everything else in the Direct, and people would just be going, oh my god, Wario Coliseum, it has been so long, you are the best track. There is no other reason why they didn't mention it. Trust me. Hello, I want to come through. No. But I wanted to come through. I know you hid a cookie in your pocket. Silence, heretic. I hope they pick me as a sacrifice for the festival. I wouldn't mind starting anew, with no memories or feelings of my previous life. Maybe this time I'll be born rich. We don't sell any goodies at the town centre. After the Capricorn Corporation stock price collapse, only the upper-class cow people can afford to sell their stuff. You can find some shops inside the pagodas. Excited to see... maybe get a new trailer for 7 Rebirth. Oh yeah, because there's a Sony thing as well. That one I've heard a little less about, because I tend not to pay a great deal of attention to the Sony side of things, because I don't have... I think like the PS3 is the last one of those that I bought, and even then it's in the loft, because PS2 is fine, thanks. I'll run Silent Hill 2 just the way I need it to. You'll need tokens to play around the festival. Here, have a few. You can purchase more if you want, but these are free. I like this happy little tree. Buy tokens. Help me get rich and fill my tummy. Sure. Some sort of confirmation sound would work. Like a little ka-ching. That'd be great. I wasn't chosen as a sacrifice, unfortunately. I have greater things to do for this realm, they say. No riches for me in the afterlife. Man, remember that time they ported Final Fantasy VII to Steam, and it was so bad they literally couldn't give it away? You're like, yay, we're going to offer a refund for people who've bought the game, and you can keep the game as well if you want. And people went, nah, leave it, mate. We'll just wait for the good port. Marvelous. I organized all the decorations of this festival. I call this year's rendition Masterpiece by me. I like this little power walking sprite. That's great. Oh boy, oh man, oh dude. The practice sessions today was awesome. Dude, what a beat. Like, for real. I just cannot stop thinking about it. Look at all this food. It all tastes bad. Not even the divas have a taste as refined as mine. Psh. Layering issues that should have been set to a counter. You know what time it is? You know what time it is. Keep on rolling, baby. It's time to bet. You will give me a token. Get ready. The first round will be Coladolo versus Drumboy. Which side will you bet on? Drum. I drum. We bet drum. Oh, which is Monster Arena. But not actually... Okay. I suppose this has got to be a fairly interesting thing to do, right? Because if enemies are just running a battle script, there's no reason you couldn't set two scripts against one another. I mean, I'm assuming this is not a scripted event. Drumboy wins! Second round will be Peacekeeper versus Ashigaru. Which side will you bet on? I'm gonna go for Ashigaru because they've got them big old shields, and I think it's them that I got the big old stompy thing from. That was probably the wrong side. Well, that's fine. Yeah, it was those guys that taught me how to do the stompy counterattack. Alrighty. Man, I'm great at betting. I should keep doing this. This is how I'll make all my money. Also, that frenzy attack from the Peacekeeper, that looks brutal. Oh goodness! Ashigaru wins. The final round will be Salary Goat versus France. Which side will you bet on? I don't even know what France can do. France is that weird two-stepping worm thing, right? The Salary Goat, let's go. Oh yeah, Franz is that sexy worm looking thing. I was thinking of Fran from the Murder by Numbers. Wow, I made the wrong bet on this one. I guess I should have quit while I was ahead. I wonder if that's a saying that people say. Wait. Oh. Betting over. You guessed correctly 2 times and won 3 cocoa beans. What do they do? Raises ambition by 1. Oh! Oh! Well, there you go. Let's just pour all of those into my character. That's the RPG thing, by the way. As soon as you get stat up items, of course you give them to the main character. They're the main character. Do you want to pet this cat? Yes! Obviously I want to pet the cat. You pat the cat 3 times on the head. The cat pushes your hand off on the 4th. Heretic! Denying me good intentions! Hey now. We got to pet the cat. That's what we need. Hey. If you want to fish, it costs token. You have to give it to me. What do you say? Yes, good. Very good. Press button when button appears. Pull rod. Get fish. As simple as that. Oh. I wonder if that's the only thing I can fish out of this. This is not the most in-depth fishing minigame I have played. But that's fine. Oh, nice. I am going to go and buy some more tokens so I can fish out a couple more sets of relics, because that way I will be able to... Was it you? It was. Because that way I'll be able to go to the fashion shop and buy more fashion. And you know what we need is fashion. It's almost like that's my job. Also, this does not appear to be fish. This pencil sharpener man is lying to me. That's actually pretty cool that the game thought of that. I spawned on top of that character, so we shuffled between one another. That's clever. Am I just going to sit here and do this all day like I did with Breath of Fire 4? Not on stream. Hey bud, it's alpaca time. You need to give me one token to play. Oh hell yeah, let's play alpaca time. Anyone can do it. You must capture alpacas and throw them at their designated spots. Grab and throw alpacas with B. You have 40 seconds. So that's you, right? Yeah, that appears to be you. It's alpaca time! Are you excited for alpacas? They're a great animal. A game I want got dated. Oh, what game do you want? Wait, no, that probably just... The main show will start soon. Be sure to spend all your coins before it starts. Actually, yeah, because... Slay the princess. I've not heard of that one. I don't know why the game is giving me this big fancy throwing thing. Oh, I bet you that's going to be for like hard mode alpaca time. But it seems to be that once they're on the squares, they'll just stay on the squares and they'll be happy. And I can just have those? That's amazing. I feel like I don't need it though. Alright, let's keep going. What are we gonna find in this mystery area? I found a few shiny coins beneath this table. Oh, the tree prince said so? But our goddess never leaves the treehouse. The prince lies. The tree prince says our goddess will come every year. When she doesn't, and he cries. The gods told me Maid Donna was coming for this year's festival. Welcome. Enjoy your stay. Something I appreciate with this game very much is that every so often, because I forget that we save manually. I keep forgetting this. And like, sure, the game will auto-save, or I'll find a save point someplace, but you don't, because it's done manually. And that's where these guys come in. You just see a dinosaur hanging out and go, oh yeah, actually, I should probably do that. It's a very clever, like, visual way of just... Hey, player, it's been a hot minute, yeah? Contains lots of apple juice, but there are no cups around to drink from. Aww. Several of those adjectives do appeal to me, Detective Heartache, so that's pretty cool. Here's a question. So it was drums the first time. Well, I guess we're gonna watch this again. Because my thought is, if this is gonna play out the same as the last time, I just need to bet on the guard, not the peacekeeper, and the named character, not, you know, the Goomba. Go check something real quick because I forget what it's called, but like I really like when my friends get into a game and they talk about it and I'm like, I don't really know what this game is, but I'm super glad that you guys are enjoying it. We're gonna go on the right side. We're gonna go for the right side again. Oh, what's it called? I don't know. Patch is really into a game with witches in the title. So that's what I'm thinking of right about now. God, that stomp attack is so good. I'm glad that I can do it. I wonder how complicated the battle scripting is for this game. Because I feel like you can't really... If it's an indie project, then you're not going to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of enemies, right? It's not like your Final Fantasies, where... It's just... There's loads of them all over the place. So you're probably going to have a lot more in-depth battle strategies than 1 in 3 attack, guard, hit. There's the old Final Fantasy VI one there, is what we call that. Franz wins! And the betting's over. Thank you for playing. You guessed correctly 3 times. We got 5 cocoa beans. Hell yeah. Click. Hello. Welcome on in. Let's just buff my stats a little bit. Why not? You'll be happy to hear we are but 2 subs away from an Echo the Dolphin stream based on my September guidelines, so balls in your court. You're the one who keeps bringing it up. Oh yeah, we talked about that guy. He doesn't want to do anything. Taurus's appearance in the festival are mostly done by her statues. Oh, that's a Taurus statue. I gotcha. I thought it was just sort of there. Ah, come on. Essentially, it's just you and I keep talking about it, so that's why I put it on the list. guy wants to get a better score on alpaca throwing. You've wandered a ways away from your scripted path, haven't you? Seems like yes. Our goddess never leaves the treehouse. I wish she could come to celebrate with us. But, like... Be careful near the electric cello. It might play something quite shocking. Boo! It was a joke I wrote. An instrument often used for prayer. Sound is able to travel between the layers of sleep. Its sound has a higher projection than fellow cellos, ordinarily used for orchestral concerts. What orchestra would be complete without the viola and tuba? The superior instruments! What? Right. This story time. Get hype. One of my friends in high school played the tuba. And he rode a bike to school. And let me tell you. Ooh, yeah, actually, let's exchange all my tokens for my stars. And no, that's not a euphemism. He decided, hey, what instrument am I going to play? And he decided the tuba. And yeah, what a beautiful time. Have I got any more of those? I have 4 festive tokens. I see you still have some tokens with you. Do you wish to exchange your tokens for stars? I do, because I have 4 of those. And while I'm doing that, what I'm going to do, I'm probably actually going to get all of these stars exchanged by the time I come to actually finish this sentence. So, oh well. There it is. I have exchanged all of my coins for stars. Okay, there we go. That is the best option for anything. Away with your festivities. I'm going home. I'm going to leave this very important choice up on the screen so I can decide what to do. I'm probably going to go home. But Rixtrus has redeemed Show and Tell. I know Wales has redeemed nothing. So let's see if we can... Let's see if we can make both of those happen at the same time, shall we? Here we go. That was your nothing. I hope you appreciated it. It was a particularly fine one. I was savoring that nothing. And for Rixtrus, your show and tell, or everyone's show and tell today, is a Subway sandwich meal. Yeah! You thought I had a hard time taking pictures of my food and making it look good. How about this sandwich that was slapped together? Deal with it. So this is the Subway sandwich that you guys redeemed, dear friends. My September reward for 1 sub was I'll buy a sub, and so I did. And it was a pretty good one. This was, I think this is called like the Great Caesar or something like that. There's chicken, bacon, lettuce, Caesar salad dressing. It was really good. The only real letdown was, as I placed my order, some guy came in from like Uber Eats and slapped down an order of 6 on the table, so that took priority. And my guy was just like, oh, okay, the guy in front of me is gonna make sandwich. There you go. But otherwise, it was a really, really good Subway sandwich. What flavor are those crisps? They are prawn cocktail, which is something that, like, the actual dish, hated. Cannot stand prawn cocktail. Prawn cocktail crisps, give me those pink boys. I will eat all of those. Every single one of them. You have never heard of that flavor? Well, guess what? I'm gonna have to find a way to get to you, oh whales, because they are the superior flavor. And don't think that I won't, because I have a friend who I have sent paprika crisps to, because they like paprika crisps, and I find ways to do it. Also, that does indeed look like a Lay's bag. I believe it is the same company, except it's called Walker's Crisps in England. And had I thought ahead, I probably would have positioned those like upright. Actually, hang on. There you go. Now it's upright and everything is correctly oriented on this picture, so you can read the text. Everything is fine. Don't worry about it. Thank you very much, everybody, for like hanging out while I stream and subscribing. Even I mentioned it at the top of the stream. You don't need to do that, and I sincerely appreciate everyone who does, because this is something that I'd be doing anyway, and you guys are coming along with me on that journey, and that's wonderful. I like that. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for coming along with my... Oh no, wait a second. It says Animal Crossing on the board. There you go. Now everything's oriented correctly for that. Ah, dang it. We're just gonna go back to the game a second. Can we... I don't like calling people out normally, but click. What's this? Prawn cocktail is the flavor that shouldn't be in the pack? Is that because it should be in my face? Because it's the best one? You want to talk about flavors that shouldn't be in the pack? How about, what is it? Beef or chicken? The brown and yellow ones, they don't belong in there. Prawn cocktail's great. I'm gonna hydrate now. There you go. See? I'm hydrating. What am I doing today? My console's going to sleep. It's Rubicon passion fruit. It's quite nice. Oh yeah, we have beef and chicken flavor crisps. And like pickled onion. They're not great. And oh, we have Marmite crisps. Now Marmite crisps, they're great. All aboard! Here's your participation trumpet. Thank you very much. Now it's our time to shine, cows. On my cue. Taurus, Taurus, goddess of the folk. Taurus, Taurus, goddess of hope. Taurus, Taurus, beneath the trees of oak. Taurus, Taurus, together we are dope. Whenever we are, whatever we may be, together we are, forever we shall be. Hold up your candles, raise all your arms. We sing, we smile, we rhyme for a while. Taurus, Taurus, we are sacrifice. Taurus, Taurus, devotion has no price. Whenever we are, whatever we sing, together we are, forever in spring. Kosaka, hello. I'm glad you've checked in. It's been a while. We missed you. Raise up your horns, proud of our faith. Bring up your love, forget all the hate. Taurus, Taurus, listen to your kin. Taurus, Taurus, pardon our sin. Together we are, forever in spring. Raise up your horns, proud of our faith. Bring up your love, forget all the hate. Taurus, Taurus, listen to your kin. Following the season, we sing. We have no reason, we're free. Taurus, Taurus, rum of the spring. Do you know what? This was doing really, really well for keeping up the rhyming scheme and the meter. And I was going to go, you see, milkmaid of the Milky Way? That's how it's done. We appear to have wandered off course a little bit. Look, Ginger, they're bringing a sacrifice. And he looks just like you. Oh, poor Cookie, filled with hopes and dreams for his jolly life, only to be bitten away from this world. I am pleased to be the sacrifice this year. Blue bags of sweet chili pepper flavored Doritos, nice and spicy. Oh, goodness. Alright, that's so good, it broke whatever Wales tried to type. Look at that, he's a bunch of squares. Hang on, if I do that, if I refresh that. No, that just deletes chat altogether. Oh well. I thought that would make everything appear. So delusional. We will save you, Gingerbread Man, the 57th. Virgo, let's replace the sacrifice with a cookie that forest spirit gave us. They won't notice the difference. That sounds like a risky plan, although I am sure they won't notice. Cannibals. This is our opening to swiftly steal that poor gingerbread man. Somehow, Virgo and Ginger managed to steal the sacrifice by tricking famished Tauresians. Also, Palpatine has returned. Hurry, Ginger. We need to leave before they notice. Can't we give them a piece of our mind? Bite their heads and kick their toes? Our plans are working nicely. There's no need for unnecessary quarrels. Now run! Faster! Breaking into a sprint, Virgo and Ginger managed to escape safely, traversing through the town center and arriving at their destination in the woodlands. It seems you managed to escape safely. These heretic cowards have no shame. Now, Cookie, you should find a safer place to live. But I like living here. Our goddess is supreme and lovable. This is a dangerous place for a cookie. You might end up eaten. If that is the wish of the goddess, why not then? Are you two heathens? No! I mean, we are not believers. That is not the point. There is no salvation. This one is too deluded. Do what you want then. Maybe I should use my freedom to pray for the goddess to choose me as next year's sacrifice. We tried. Now our only hope is with Taurus herself. If she stops this madness, it'll solve everything. I hope that little gingerbread man can live safely until then. Do you know what? If we're talking about cool flavors of crisps, something that America has and England does not. Dill pickle chips we picked up some of those when we were heading from North Carolina to Atlanta for DragonCon, and that was the snack of choice because they went, oh, I bet this sounds terrible, and I like terrible, more like delicious. I will eat all of this, and I essentially did. So yes, Old Dutch dill pickle crisps. Give me all of those, and I'll eat them for you. I request entrance into Taurus's chambers. I need to discuss the New Earth Zodiac's treaty with your goddess. I know she is in there. The cows told me as much. Only Tauresians allowed, foreigner. Out of my sight, rotten forest spirit. I don't have the... Only Tauresians. Ugh, excuse me. See? They're too determined, fixed and stubborn to even move from their allocated places. You really do seem to hate them. It is a nice change of pace. Normally I am the only one enthusiastic about hunting sinners. However, I never sensed any evil coming from the Tauresians themselves, so they shouldn't be a threat. The problem is mostly with their blind faith in that murderous goddess. Yeah, see, Click, we can reach across the aisle on this one. Dill pickle crisps, thumbs up. Always remember, though, we can never judge a cake by its frosting. That's why we need to find a way to Taurus herself. She's called the Sleepwalker for a reason. Maybe we'll find her wandering around the forest. Yes, but we still need to find a way inside the forest. Only Tauresians can enter, and I won't let you go alone this time, Ginger. If she doesn't apologize to you and stop all the cookie baking in this realm, I'll rip her apart, grind down every bone she calls her own. Blood Pisces cannot hear you. An alternative would be calling for the help of a Tauresian. Would any of them help us? They're definitely lazier than any other denizens. I think the alpacas would help. They're cute and fluffy. Is that why you think they would help us? Oh, why not? I'm assuming they live in the alpaca labyrinth. That's our destination then. Oh, so you wish to talk with our goddess? She lives right up there, in the sacred forest. If you truly crave adventure, try taking this with you in the alpaca labyrinth. Search for the golden alpaca. The alpaca will lead your way into the tree. She is a citizen. Well, see, there's the thing, Ricksters. I don't fully know where Click lives, and I'm not going to be like, hey, where do you live? Because that would be, like, really invasive. Alls we know is that I moved Newest Duck, and that... See, I'm sorry, I'm giving it all. This boulder's really big. Boulders are falling. But, Landon! Alright then. Maybe I'm a ways away from where you're at. Oh, because I had the magical trumpet, I guess. I don't know. Save dinosaur. Help computer. Ah. Oh no. Are you Scorpio? What were you doing just now? I was applying a whip technique in order to inflict more damage upon this cow. Punishment must be dealt according to one's sins. However, as I lack strength in my wrist, I must exercise for more precise inputs. Offer yourself for training, bloody queen. Offer your body for proper punishment. Don't touch me with your putrid fingers. It's not like I want anything to do with you. Cow, however, was sleeping instead of attending chair practice for the festival. Instead of praying to our goddess. I can't believe they had the guts. I should rip their guts out. Agreed. Make a cake out of it. Taurus would be pleased. Such a vile act against the most artistic, alluring, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular goddess that will ever exist. It shouldn't be left unpunished. I assume you're referring to Taurus? Where is she anyway? Yes, of course. Why would I waste my time talking about anything other than my beautiful wife? She slumbers in the treehouse. Only citizens and myself allowed. You might run into her around the Venusian tree lines. Maybe. I must find this sacrilegious place then. I came here to see her myself. Not so much for praying and shallow adoration, though. Shallow adoration, you say? Are you willing to die on behalf of your thoughtless words of heresy? Words of heresy? I see you are rambling again, blinded by your unrequited love. This is quite embarrassing to say, but... it is not unrequited anymore. We are dating. We just completed 5 whole solar cycles. I am extremely happy. I can most definitely see that in your deadpan face. My insides are giggling with overflowing love. This is indeed quite the achievement. That Taurus actually tolerates your obnoxious self. Oh, Wales, tell me about it. All my friends are very far away. Like, the Click is down there in London, and Empirical Woodlands on the island over there, and then you're on the island over there. No one lives close to me. One little dose of me, and she is now an addict. What is it that brings you here, anyway? I don't like other Zodiacs getting near my goddess. Last time you were around here, I almost accidentally ripped out your throat. That was definitely not an accident. You attacked me in my sleep. I'm still traumatized from it. The river of life will wash away all the pain of past sins and murder attempts. That reminds me, you ran away with the cookie. Did you come to return it? Taurus is still bitter about it, and as you know, I much rather prefer my wife to be extra sweet. That was a joke. Good to know. I can see your sense of humor is still awful. And no, I came here to attend the festival and discuss Earth Zodiac business. I hope you won't get in my way, if you want to keep our friendship intact. As long as you don't do anything to Taurus herself, I won't stand in your way. Oh, could you bring me something from Merope's library? I'm not your errand girl. If you want something, go and get it yourself. Merope banned from the library since I was practicing sorcery in there. Apparently they're banning all sorts of sorcerous practices in this realm. But I need my poison grimoire back. Bring it back to me, or I'll cut ties with you. That's one of my deepest wishes! Ah, sure, why not? Bring it. Bring it quickly. I need my poison grimoire back from wherever the hell. The Angler man is so focused on his task he doesn't notice you. Aww. It do be like that when it's fishing. Helium dust. Okay. Grandma's house. Not all of us know this, but I've heard that our goddess is stuck inside the big tree so that her life force can be siphoned into the roots across the realm. That's probably why the realm flourished anew this spring. Back when I was a little calf, the realm had started dying, you see. But it's no longer the case. This is why I pray for our goddess's sake. I believe this will be our last spring. Don't tell anyone what I said. Don't tell that guy! He's racing off to tell people. Can I have these lollies? No. Oh. Hey! Inside Grandma's oven sits a half-burnt recipe for a strange apparatus. Ooh, the wheel shield! That reminds me of... what's it? Beyblade from Dark Souls. Hello. Hello, fellow traveler. Are you here for the food festival? Oh, you guys too? It's pretty comfortable here, isn't it? Too many trees for my taste. I much prefer Gemini's Dioscuri Library. I can spend some quality time in there with the nice smell of old books. I myself came right here after escaping Gemini's realm. It was so stressful there. Oh, don't tell anyone I told you that. Your secret is safe with us. Organizing books in there can be very boring. Gemini made me organize them for hours when we were there. Be careful not to get caught. My sister has intel everywhere in this galaxy. Thank you for your kindness. I'll try my best to keep a lookout. Do I have the blueprints for this area? I don't think I do I? Oh, I do. So... that's not overly helpful, because that doesn't tell me where the library is. I say. Hey, where is it? She's not gonna tell me. Right, that way leads up to the woods. And there's a big boulder in the way, so I can't do anything with that. This way, I've not been this way. edge of the forest. I don't think that's where I need to go. Also, Rixtris is on the opposite hemisphere. Well, don't you worry. We're still friends. Ahaha. And we still appreciate you hanging out with everyone else. Maybe we should talk about this with our goddess. We can arrange a meeting for sure. What is happening? Our boy went missing. He's such a good boy. His name is Taiko because he plays the taiko drums. Our boy is so precious. He followed his friends into the depths of the forest. But he never returned. Last time we saw him, he asked us to bake carrot cakes for his friends. Yes, he carried the cake by himself all the way up to the Venusian tree line. Maybe his friends killed him because carrot cake is so gross. I can't deal with you sometimes. I'll try to find him when I investigate this realm. Don't expect much. Finding him was not my main goal in coming here. That is more than enough, dear traveler. Bless your soul and heart. Losing someone you love can be a pain impossible to overcome. We'll do our best to ease your hearts, cow family. I don't need to check that one. What I do need is the library so I can find that book. Your book. Oh yeah, disposable gloves. That's the... This one is made of imported Fortress of Dole certified chocolate. It's a crystallized apple on top of the drawer. Yeah, you need the disposable gloves for the throw ally command. I mean, presumably you would also need companion 2 eggs, a teaspoon of butter, 250 milligrams of flour. Just a little bit of water, salt, and sesame seeds. Mix all the ingredients together in a small bowl and put your hands into it. Try to make a round. Is this actually, like, a recipe for crackers? I think it is. Okay. Oh my god, yes! Let me tell you one of my secret weak spots, dear chat. Flamenco music. Like, that kind of Spanish guitar, and they strum it like you're playing marbles, and just... Ah, yeah! Fabulous citizen! Halt right there! I humbly request your insightful knowledge about this realm. Speaker? Is that you? Are you talking to your star? Our star? This nation's star? Aldebaran? I love interacting with my fans, but you see, I'm a bit late, dear. Maybe later? I'll call you. Oh, is it Aldebaran? This nation's pop star? How lucky of me. Could you give me an autograph? Of course. Your wishes will always be true with Aldebaran. It's not true. Virgo will never like me. Said something there? No. Just, we can't make wishes on a rising star like you. Only on a falling star. You are right. Now please, continue to be cheerful and smile a lot. Bring positivity to your life, and others will smile back at you. Sometimes you may not know what your wishes really are, but if you work hard, good things will come your way. This I know. Make sure to stay cautious around this realm. There is a murderous sorcerer among us, I've heard. What a good pop star. Being her fan was not a mistake after all. Now, I need to find our holy queen urgently. I cannot believe it. He's here already. Who told him about my whereabouts? Not on matching socks! No! I have statistically determined the location of several Clodoaldo nests inside the sacred forest, and specifically the Fey Principus S variant. Their valorous wings act as a filter. The animals breathe toxic gases and inhale fresh air. Their role in the Tauresian ecosystem is far more significant than what was previously accepted in academic circles. That one is probably the book Scorpio wanted me to fetch for her. Since I'm already here, no reason not to help an old colleague. I'll promise myself to deal with her after the treaty is signed. I think I can come up with an arrangement to take Scorpio's crown once this realm's mess is taken care of. Fate is upon me. Heck yeah! That's essentially what I came here to do. So let's go return that. And the next step is probably going to go and be looking for Boy in the forest. Although having said that... Wait, no, I need to go through the forest in order to find someone to get me into the treehouse. I remember. Man, I get distracted by games being verbose. This is something... I see you have decided to keep our friendship intact. It is a very wise decision. Very wise decision. Ooh. What does that do? So this is my... What's this one? This is my area weapons. This is my ranged attack. This hits everyone. I have to wait 3 turns, 2-turn cooldown. And that one, I can just do it. But that one is... that one's like almost twice as powerful as this one. And an extra 3rd on top of that. I'm going to keep Opus of Mischief, Thanks, and... yes, that was definitely worth doing. Ah, help! You're about to face the fury of angry Packers. Oh! So, Hurricane attacks a single foe, Crash attacks the front row. No harm will come to those free of sin, removes plagues, and grants a large sum of purity. Oh, that's... hi? Oh, there you go. This character is on B, not A. Whereas I am on A. Let's use a cup of tea on Virgo. And I leveled up. Amazing. The fact that she's gotten the XP gauge also makes me wonder, are you just going to hang out with us now? Now. You have some explaining to do, Foul Star. No, my head spins. Such pain. I don't think I can talk anymore. Fair enough. I have no other option but to do this. Okay, jeez. Why are you drawing your weapon already? We've met twice by now. What wrong have I done to you? I helped you out in the supernova? That's a nice way to thank me, huh? Explain now what is happening, or I'll have to rely on my authority as a Zodiac. Isn't it illegal for a Zodiac to threaten an innocent star like me? Isn't it illegal for a star to be out killing one of their own kin? Have you no shame, taking Deneb Al-Ghadi's life force like that? Maybe the way star blood splatters in cold floors, fascinating to me. You disgust me. Be on guard. I kid. There's no need for violence. It's not like that, but I need to remove some stars. for the greater good, you know? Useless bloodshed if that's the best explanation you can muster. Let's say it's for avenging someone. Just like you. Aren't we twin souls? Someone? Like you would have any friends. That is a pathetic excuse. Don't associate my holiness with the likes of you. My quest is righteous. Aren't you in a bloody hunt for innocent stars yourself? I heard even the manifesto has fallen. Ruthless. You cannot blame me for such casualties. They were all guilty of crimes committed by themselves or their sovereigns. No judging, sis. Dineb Al-Gaedi was just a casualty as well. What I mean is, I'm on your side, so let's team up, okay? I'm after stars. From what I've heard, you're after Zodiacs. Where there is a Zodiac, there are stars. It's a win-win for both of us. Your assumption is not entirely incorrect. However, why would I need the help of a lowly star such as yourself? Why should I trust you? Because I know everything about this realm. And from what I see on this little map of yours, you don't know much about Taurus at all. So, what do you say? Partners in crime? I'm not your partner, friend, or anything you would like to call me. Bow to me as your holy queen, and I might allow you to follow me. Oh, is this a confirmation of our partnership? This will be so much fun. Killing is always better with friends. Our deal is sealed, and the data was stored, my holy queen. Algol joins the Cosmic Quest. She's on B. Now, if you try anything funny with Ginger, my cookie... Where is the cookie, by the way? Cookie! Virgo, should I come out? Oh, if it isn't my dessert! I'm nobody's dessert. I'm my own dessert. Ginger, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I am my own cookie. I shall close the deal if you promise not to touch gingerbread. Surely you know the consequences of going against the Zodiac. However, I shall be merciful, and allow you to properly pledge your allegiance to my cookie as well. I don't trust her, Virgo. I don't trust her either, but she'll be first to fall if she tries anything funny. Plus, we can use her for information. Can we have one proper conversation without my death being the hot topic? I promise not to eat the cookie while he sleeps. Is that cool? If you could apologize to me, that would help. I'm not good with forgiving and can hold grudges, but you seem willing to become friends. Oh, I'm sorry for trying to eat your arms, legs, and head cookie. That was not cool of me. It's okay. I forgive you. My name is Ginger. What's your name? I go by Foul Star, Masked Lady. Many other nice names, but my official one is Algol. Ooh, that's a pretty name. Thank you for apologizing. We could be friends now. Let us go already. We need to retrieve the golden alpaca. If it's the golden alpaca you want, we should speak with... I've just been to Grandma's house. Your grandma? Yeah, she's a famous sorcerer who lives east from here. And she's holding the golden alpaca hostage for its golden fleece. So, yeah, quick little heads up that I find tends to happen with indie games is words. And how does... There's a quote, I forget who said it, but it goes, if I had had more time, I would have written a shorter letter. Because, generally speaking, brevity is where you want to be. You can use characters who talk, and talk and talk and talk, but, like... No! Just get the story! Hi, do you want to try this magical brew? Made special by yours truly, Calvin. Guaranteed to raise your capacity for change. Not guaranteed to be cow-free. You dip your blade into the cauldron, and let a drop fall onto your tongue. You reflexively retch, but manage to choke down the noxious elixir. You feel like your purity took a hit today. But on further reflection, you do feel a little more versatile. Oh, stat shuffling! I love when games let you do that. But also, you see how quick that was? And we didn't have to have a whole conversation. And nobody was like, oh yeah, and also, my name is Calvin Klein, and I'm actually a tailor by trade, but also I make mysterious concoctions. Wow, that's amazing. Metal Alpaca's got the drop on you. Man, metal? Let's go after you. Why not? Oh no! Not the mystical tetrahedron! I cannot comprehend these mystical polygons! Right, you can have some tea. And you can just do the cool katana thing. Away you go. Hey, that's pretty cute character art. I like that one. And of course she has a higher cuteness stat than we do. Because she's the cute character. And we're just the angry little goblin. Hey, what's up? Oh, what? Yeah, we just go through walls like that. Why would you drink boiling apple juice? Sounds awful. Today is a good day to party. When in battle with a partner, you may swap positions by using guard skills. Target skill effects will apply accordingly, spreading the effectiveness of guards to allies. Party members will move forwards in formation to attack in melee if told to do so. Foes cannot target distant party members with their own melee abilities either. Taking advantage of formations is key in managing larger scale conflicts. See, this is sort of what I was expecting. I thought, like, the Capricorn side of things, that's probably just going to be... I mean, not quite the tutorial, but... Oh, this one is a fight. Not quite a tutorial, but not... You know, not nothing. And I figured, right here, this one is going to start ramping things up. And this is going to be where you're going to need to start practicing the systems. And you're going to have to start figuring it all out. And that's the sort of thing that... Yeah, do that. And that's the sort of thing I mean with this. Like, you've got to get used to moving your team around and guarding and making sure everyone's in the right position for their right attacks and if I understood the system better, I feel it would be a lot more... Alright, what are you? Well, I should probably equip you because you're red, and at the minute all my attacks are purple. So at the very least, my ranged weapon... Wait, no, this is just straight up better. I believe, what is it, the critical rate? Purge attack is slightly lower, but every other stat is higher, and cooldown is essentially the same. So there you go, now we have red over there. Thank you, Mystical Music Box. What a pal. Pig. Pig. We can buy pigs. What do they do? Man, which pig do we want, everyone? They're color-coded. Are you going to be... Are you going to be a helper? I think you might just be a helper. Who's messaging me? Is that my boss? No, that's not my boss. Good. I want to talk to you. Let's go for... This guy's called the Iron Pig. How could I not equip that guy? Emma, hello. Good to have you here. What does that do? I don't know. I got a pig following me around. This is amazing. Oh yeah, that was a very important decision, that pig shop. We had to decide which one we were going to have. And ultimately, I went with this lad. Because he's called the Iron Pig. I just imagine him yelling about jabronis. And Hulk Hogan. And collecting a paycheck despite not wrestling. That's funny story time. It makes me smile. So WCW wasn't doing great with money or much of anything. And what they did was at one point they paid off the Iron Sheik. They gave him this big old contract, but like he wasn't allowed to wrestle. And they figured, surely you're a wrestler. Surely you're going to want to wrestle. And like, nobody's going to take money to sit at home and not work. And he did. Iron Sheik was just like, sure, I'll collect free money. And then they... Oh! I didn't know what that was. That was awful. Here, have some lemonade. Have some coffee. That's not lemonade. That's the other one. But anyways, Iron Sheik, basically, they forgot that he was on contract. So, it automatically renewed. So they had to overpay him for another year of staying at home and not wrestling. And like, man, why did WCW tank? I don't know. Sound business moves like that. That's great. I'd take it. Lanny's with WCW as long as Randy got paid despite never appearing. Really? I actually didn't know that Lanny was signed with WCW. Did he do anything? Like, was he in a backstage role at the very least? Or was he just... Yeah, sure, we've got the Genius on staff. Because why wouldn't you? Nope. Amazing. Genius is my boy, by the way. The bottom boy. Leaping Lanny Poffo, or the Genius, if you will. Love that guy. What do you do, Spiral? That Spiral doesn't do anything. You're about to face the fury of angry Packers. Are we just attacking with, like, a massive chunk of, like, a pillar? Like, from the Acropolis? Because that looks like that's what that is. Okay, you guard. And you do that. Well, there we go. We got a level up. Look at those stats. They definitely mean something. What if I spin? Does that unlock? Okay, that doesn't unlock anything. Look at that guy. That guy's got a top hat and a cape. I see you've come out of your way just to see me. Take this. Oh, we got a handshake. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, that was the other thing that I noticed with the Nintendo Direct today. Among Us is on Switch, but like, don't you need to be able to type to do that? Isn't that essentially what that game is? I thought so. Hello, fantastical creature. Oh, I'm terribly lost in this heaven's forsaken labyrinth. Have you seen a small girl wearing a large hat? No. I haven't seen pretty much of anything, let's be honest. I've seen this cool pig. Do you want a cool pig? You can't have him. He's mine. Acquired an accretion disc. Oh, that's my weapons upgrade thing. Like from the Baker Cat. The Sheik story I told is a mix between Sheik and Lanny Poffo. He did have a run. Oh, well, there you go. I told him that I thought Sheik was the one who's just like, sure, I'll collect a paycheck for nothing. Oh, wait, no, was he the one when... Was Sheik the one when they paid him to do all these terrible matches and he also didn't care because he was getting paid? I have approximate knowledge of many things. Thank you very much. There you go. Thank you for finding my horse. Here are some sweet donuts. That is not a horse. Not entirely sure what that is, but it isn't a horse. That was gorgeous, by the way, that little outsidey bit. My granddaughter, what is it? You're so skinny. I must stuff you with nutritious food. I see you brought a friend over. Such a rare event. This calls for a toast. No time for that now, old lady. Cat? Yeah, Grandma. She needs the golden alpaca. And what does she need this innocent alpaca for? Chrysomallow doesn't like leaving home. Besides, it's almost dinner time. Chrysomallow needs its intake of protein. I'm making boiled eggs now. Mama, just let the alpaca to us for a bit. I'll be right back when we're finished. Pinky promise. Okay, okay. But just for a bit. Make sure to bring it back before dinner time. Will do. Promise. Thank you, Grandma. So what do I currently have equipped? I can't make that because I need some iron dust. But what I can do is I just boost my katana. I can't because I need a scattered disc. Well. I am absolutely going to boost my vampire nails because that was the best skill that I got in the last thing. And can I boost you? I can also boost my stomp attack. Yeah. I just need a scattered disc and I can buff my katana. Dusty. Dusty, baby. Not even abandoning this dwelling to extinction. can conceal this dirty situation. Hey, we were talking about the wrestlers. I'm gonna do that line. After finding a denizen of the Tauresian lands, Virgo is finally allowed to proceed further into the forest, only to find more riddles within its tree line. There is a friend of mine who will take literally any excuse to talk in a Dusty Rhodes voice. And there is another friend, mutual friend of ours, who hates that. And they get so angry, but my friend's just like, no, it's fine, baby. Don't worry about a thing. And he just keeps doing it. And that makes it even funnier. What are these alpacas doing, being sucked into that suspicious portal? Oh, that happens sometimes. They're just traveling to another galaxy. Can I travel to another galaxy? No. I can't do that. This is cool, though. I like the idea that, like, yes, you have to use color-coded alpaca to get here, but now I have the golden one. I can just do what I want. And so I shall. Can I say hello to you? This is proof that your quest is righteous. Oh, I just did get Nana's handshake. Well, that's fine. It's just an inherently fun voice to do, I think. It's also fun to yell about hard times. You don't know what hard times is. That promo is the Sermon on the Mount, except wrestling. And it's great. I saw you. There's one of you down here as well. But you guys don't want to talk to me. Not even with this big fluffy golden alpaca? Well, that's fine. Do you need to quote it again? I mean, you can quote it again. Because it's great. There's no honor amongst thieves in the first place. Right. I'm going to explore this maze a little bit and see if I can find whatever is next. Have I just looped back? I feel like I might have looped back. No, I haven't. Have I? Yes, because that's the witch cat house. So what I need to do is to head this way, through one of these multicolored hedges, and on we go. I also really appreciate this What's Opera Doc style animation on the alpaca, just skipping around. Hey! No, that's where I came out. Okay. Okay. Well, now I'm lost. This is heading back the way I came. So that, yeah, because there's the alpaca production line. And we can't do that. I will say, I think that's kind of cute. The idea that there's just a production line of these lads just gaily skipping across to another dimension. As one does. As I believe alpacas do. So, Do I need to continue through the forest? I think I need to continue through the labyrinth rather than going through the forest. But... oh yeah, these guys won't fight me now, I guess. Because I've got the golden alpaca. And that shows that I am friend to alpacas. And all is well. This music is slightly more sinister than the rest of it. But you know what? I like it. That guy likes to eat burgers, which is weird because he is a cow. No, I got to thinking about this game today. I think this game... I'm kinda into it. I'm really more into the Stella soundtrack. Oh, hello, bountiful Teresian creature. All alpacas are welcome inside the treehouse. Go on in. That was a Latin pun, by the way. The Stella soundtrack. I think that was great. And I actually mean it, too. Rather than just being able to say that, and it makes sense. Be cautious. You're about to enter the Venusian woods. Can't jump over the fence with... The pig hops! Just when the alpaca does! Amazing. And now we bound through the forest, and all is well. And presumably Algol is also with us at some point, but like... man, who cares? I'm skipping. So, these are green, so I'm going to say we use red on you. You can't... oh, I can't do my stomp attack with my guard. Because I have to wait for that. But, what I can do... bit of that. Get some health back. Which, I guess, is not on cooldown? Well, that's fine. Ah, my queen! I was up on the tree, gazing upon the stars, waiting for you to come. Gemini told me you'd arrive in this realm soon. Oh, how I have longed for your presence. The smell of your gorgeous golden hair. Creeper alert on this one. No, no, not you. First this dreadful masked star... First this dreadful masked star started following me. Now you. I must be cursed. Oh? Who is this beautiful mistress? How can you tell if I am beautiful if I wear a mask? Do you have psychic powers? You seem to be helping my queen. A kind heart is the most beautiful view there is. I don't remember that quote, but thank you, Rickstress. Please, pardon this humble servant for the lack of timely introductions, milady. I am Speaker, the most loyal and beloved sentinel of Virgo, the Holy Queen. You are not beloved. My queen, you see, She is what some call a tsundere, someone who has a distaste for the sincerity of the heart. Please, forgive her if she sounds rude, although she is always in her right to be. Would you stop to give me the honor to know thy name? Algol's the name, but you can keep calling me Milady. I like that one better. Milady it is then. Befitting of such an astounding character. This star is not astounding. She has done horrible things. So have we all. We've all done horrible things. Of course, that does not include our Queen of Purity. Her cause is just and holy. Now, shall we continue on our cosmic quest towards the Holy Queen's goal? For the Holy Queen! You are not coming. I already sent you back to the Holy Asylum. Neither are you, Algol. I've arrived at my destination and shall speak to Taurus soon. By myself. Just cut it out already. We've been through that. Either accept our help, or you'll be followed by two determined and very annoying stars. Pick your poison. Do as you wish, but don't ever stand in my way. I won't hesitate in cutting you both out of history. Unfortunately, speaking of toys, the righteous purchased the guy. Unfortunately, nothing. Does that flamenco music follow him around? Because that's great. Now, can I... No, I can't. Save dinosaur. You are save dinosaur. You are load dinosaur. Okay. Every character in this game is kind of weird, kind of gay. I'm here for it. How can I equip like you? What is this? A tank? A juggernaut ship? An entire phalanx? Oh no, it's so much worse. It's the Iron Pig. That is such a great description. I'm sorry. I can use... I feel like this is not right. Recipe katana, recipe katana, recipe katana, but like... That's not what we're making. This is a wheel shield. And this one was disposable gloves? Have I found a bug? Do I need to report this to someone? Alright, hang on. Yeah, start from equipment. Go to recipes. Reproducible! That needs to be reported. Someone should have caught that. I was going to see if I could equip something to my friends. Apparently I cannot. As long as the goddess sleeps, the forest continually regrows itself. Dancing little trees fell from above! Right, what do you do? Guarantees a critical hit and restores some purity. Dynamically take flight, throw instant bombs in your path. Oh, that will hit everyone, won't it? No. No, it won't. Okay, I don't know what this regrettably thing was about, because, hey, can I have some more of that on my team, please? That guy's just doing all that damage in one go to everyone? Yes. Do that. Right, first thing we need to do right now, we're going to give some tea to you. Hey, look at that! Auto mod caught something. I'm gonna deny you. Hey, you want to become famous? No. Get out of here. Here I was, excited that I had made a friend. If I ever run across someone who still uses cassettes, I will be quietly replacing them with Queen's Greatest Hits Volume 1. As you should. Do you know they recently made a change? They recently announced that they were going to change Queen's Greatest Hits Volume 1 in that the song Fat Bottom Girls will not be on the compilation anymore. And, like, I don't know, fair enough. That seems a very of its time song, I guess. Oh, hello. Potential. They did that on a specific platform. Ah, there you go. All trees are born dull grey, but we painters make the place shine. No Zodiacs are allowed in here, not even those who steal our alpacas. Look at the Atari-esque animation on that painter. I love it. It is a song about body positivity, I guess. But I do also see why on certain platforms we would not want to have that. This guy's great! That was like a 3-hit combo! And he's got a flamenco soundtrack. Can we keep this guy on our team forever, please? I sure hope so. Oh, do you know what would be a really cool attack? I am too busy talking to pay attention to combos. Oops. Do you know what would be a really cool thing to do? Would be what is essentially the paint skill from Kirby Superstar, where like this guy is able to change our palettes and with it our attributes. Like, I don't think it's gonna do that because that would do that. I don't think it's gonna do that because that would probably be way too confusing. Look at these stats on the screen. I don't know what any of this is. So just use katana. You lay down an offering of strawberry yogurt. You haven't got any strawberry yogurt, so I got your meat pie. The Symphony of the Morning Monsoon plays. That was a line just for my mum. She would appreciate that very much, were she here. Look at that 3-hit combo! That's obscene! And I know part of this is because I've got assisted combat on now, but even so, 3-hit combo? Like, yeah, okay, cool. Let's do that. Look at that guy. How is his cuteness so low? Please, game. Why would you say such mean things to Speaker like that? Spiker? I don't know. Oh, is that an umbrella? I like that. Target shield, heresy protector. Sure, equip it. To don't equip it, I guess. Oh, that's how we change our dudes. Okay, cool. Cool. You can have a pocket watch. We're gonna keep that battering ram because that's great. And can we change? Hey, yo, we can change everyone's colors. You're gonna stay there. Jetpack, that's gonna stay there just forever because let me tell you, jetpacks are the coolest thing, and if you don't have a jetpack, well, let me tell you what you need to have. The answer is a jetpack. You telling me that is not an obvious interactable? Alright, fine. You come across a small star cluster lying on some dry leaves. Oh, nice. You've probably seen it, but like, stars are our currency in this game. That's how you buy stuff. That and ancient relics. What are you forest spirits doing? We are celebrating the potential of a rising artist. There's nothing in this canvas, heretic spirits. A blank canvas is better than a filled canvas. The potential. Oh, I see. It's modern art. You're all up your own asses. I gotcha. I'm gonna go over here now. And probably gonna regret it. My boys told me an invasive pest has entered our forest. Well, if I see one, I'll be happy to let you know. Guy's name is Calf Monet. That's silly. That's pretty clever, actually. That appeared to apply damage proportional to where everybody was stood. That's cool. I don't know what a lot of these weapon stats are. And I don't know. Is that heal? No, that is just... That's just gain critical and shield. Well, that's fine. We can still do a guard break and battering ram and all this and that. We're good. Alrighty. Look at his win pose! He's just... Oh, he's just the most bishojo character in the world. Look at him! No matter how much we paint the trees green, they always end up golden. Oh, this guy's great. I'm a little baffled as to why they waited this long to give us, like, 2 characters in one go. You don't have what it takes to handle me and the boys, see? Oh, well, I'll bet you I do. Is that the one? That's the one. I don't need to mash that nearly as hard as I think that I do. So we're going to take a lot of damage here. Because this is... So these are the red guys. So we need to use... I don't know. This is something else that's kind of confusing, incidentally. Each of these characters, you have to use a different, like, face button to do their actions and blocks and such things. And that's why... Picasso! Great! Virgo can't see a thing. And this is this one, so that's you. Like that. Okay. That was a tricky one to do, but I can see why they would make it a little harder to do that, because that's... I'm gonna have a cup of tea. I personally am gonna have a cup of tea after this, but that's... Oh, those guys are just called violent. Okay, that's something I like. It's like a little cute little thing I like in RPGs and stuff, where you find characters, or enemies specifically, whose names are just like things. Like this guy. They're just called violent. That was a pretty... Oh, of course that was a pretty good clonk sound, because that was my baseball bat. So you are you, you are you, and then hopefully that will be enough, even though we were at a type disadvantage for the entire fight. Alright. That probably should have been something that I would have noticed on my way over, and thought to myself, hey, I'm coming up against the red guy. Maybe I should equip whatever is good against the red guy. Come closer, heathen. See if you can appreciate the music of my prayer. Right, no more buffs for you, which is good, because you had a couple of buffs. Not entirely sure what they were. Death is what that was. Okay. What I think would be kind of nice would be if I were able to get some healing attacks, maybe. Do I mean healing attacks? Not healing attacks, but like healing skills. You know what I mean? He's probably fine. He'll get back up, I'm sure. Unless he doesn't, in which case I'll be very upset. Okay. Is that... No. I was worried that was gonna, like, call on a friend. But he's got no health left anyway. So away he goes. Right. Oh, okay. He did get some health back, some experience for that. So that's good. And if I go into my bag, he's still down. An outlandish heart. Consume it to raise your own. There you go. Virgo can have that. You... Conditions. Resourceful. Increases versatility. Do not hesitate in offering all the food you have to the goddess. Her taste is very eclectic. You lay down an offering of milkshake. The symphony of the R4 rebirth, rejuvenation, renewal, and regrowth plays. Oh! R4, those 4 things that begin with R. I gotcha. Well, what I think I'm gonna do... I am a cow, but I have short arms. Can you believe it? Please help me gather 3 apples for my meal. I'll give you this plant I found. Please lay all your offerings at the shrines. Remember, all your food belongs to the goddess first. What I think I'm gonna do is I may actually call it here, because we're at my normal stop time. Are you the guy I need to escort out of here? Ah, you there. You're just the one I am looking for. I have a request to ask of you. I am but a humble musician in search of my muse. I am trapped, imprisoned within my own mind. I simply can't come up with anything new. It is truly infuriating. In a fit of rage, I tossed aside my prized trumpet and music manual, but I can't remember where they landed. Could you help me search for them? And perhaps play me a song once we retrieve them? Hearing a piece played by a lovely muse such as yourself will surely cure me of my troubles. Fine. Yes, thank you. They must be somewhere nearby. This cow there was a pun there. You could have said bemooning, but they didn't. This cow bemooning his loss of creativity. Finding his lost items and playing a song may help. Ardent Slacker, hello. Hope we're doing alright. You actually come right at the very end, because we're about to save and move along. Although I must say, you've picked a hell of a time to join, because look at what is on screen right now. Can you explain any of this? I don't know that I can really explain much of what's going on in this game. Save dinosaur. Yeah. Alright. Let us go to my end screen, because click over here is gonna go. He's had a couple beers because he's marking tests, and I've had to mark tests in the past. Yes, I fully understand how you feel when it comes to like the dumb answers, which I'm always a huge proponent. Nobody's stupid, nobody's dumb, we don't do that, but also be smart some of the times. Okay? Okay. Who are we gonna go and say hello to? Is anybody playing this game right now? Oh golly, look at that, it's me. Let's go say hello to Autumn. She's playing Inscription. I love Inscription. Content warning for Inscription. That game's bonkers and gross, but also is really, really good. Yeah! Do come back tomorrow. We are going to be playing a bit more Murder by Numbers. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you Empirical Woodland once again, and Rixtrus, kicking in your subscriptions towards the challenge and just in general. Again, I appreciate this. Thank you very much. Thank you for stream. Thank you for watch. See everyone tomorrow. Until next time, goodbye.